everybody, hello and welcome back to making the ephemera for the fabric journal. Alternatively, you could be making these pieces as standalone pieces because they certainly make nice happy mail. I've sent a couple out myself actually, and they would go in any journal. Really, they don't have to be the fabric journal that I'm putting them into. So this is the one piece that we have made so far for the journal, and today we're going to make another exciting piece. Right, I've got a piece of A3 card here. It's quite big, and it's too big for my requirements, so I'm just going to cut it down. And what I need, this way on, it's just ordinary letter size, but I'm going to cut it down to 7 inches because that's the height I want. So when you've finished, you will have a piece that is 7 inches by either, come on, it's not difficult, you're just measuring 7 inches. Let's just have a quick chat about what we have got left with here. So this is 7 inches up this way, yeah, and this is either your A4 or your letter size along here. So it'll either be 11.5 or it'll be 11.75 or whatever your letter size generally is. And we're going to take our scoreboard. What I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter if you're in the US or the UK or wherever you happen to be, this will work. So I'm putting it on my scoreboard, which you can't see because right off the top, there we go. And I'm going to score it along the long edge here at 4 3/4 inches. So down there. And then what I'm going to do is fold that over. Make sure that it's straight. I'm going to put this back on my scoreboard and I'm going to score at the next line across. Oops. There. So here's my flap and my next score line is right up to that. I'm losing words. Words are failing me. You wouldn't think so. Right, so that wants to get folded over there, but I've just put my crease the wrong way. So I'm going to fold it that way first and then fold it back. Make sure it's straight. Right, let's crease those in like that. So we've got ourselves a little booklet. And because we scored that using this as the guide, it's not catching. It's perfect. My goodness me, we're off to a perfect start. So now, this now measures 4 3/4 along there, 7 inches tall. Okay? And all we're going to do at this juncture is round the corners with whatever method you choose. So this is going to be our front little flat part. There we go, shut his lugs up. And we're going to have ourselves at the basis of a nice little sort of booklet type thing. Roll the sleeves up, mean business. So there we have it. So what we need to do now is ink all the way around it. And I have one done already, as if by magic. Doo, doo, doo. So this one's identical, except it's been inked. Okay, so right, let's put some papers on it. Now, as you know, I'm using the Shabby Rose kit from the Journal Boat. They're beautiful papers. I absolutely love them. And I've selected some here to go in on the outside cover of my journal. Well, I call it a journal. I suppose it is of sorts. So I've got these pieces to go here, and I'm not actually inking around the pieces because I've inked the card, and I think it would just be too much ink. And I've selected this little pretty piece here to be our flap. So that will get folded like that. Oh no, that's upside down. Take care. Take care you don't do yours upside down. So that will go on there, yes. Fairly central. This will flip over here and have this pretty paper on it. And you see, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? It's really lovely. And then the other piece goes on the back. So let's do that before we get any confused any further. This has got text in the background, so I want to make sure I've got that the right way up. And I'm just going to use my collal and quickly glue this into place. The general comments from the last piece of ephemera that I did, I think, were very positive. You all seem to like it. It's very doable projects, these little pieces of ephemera, but because they're going into the fabric journal, they need to be fairly substantial, to be honest. There's no point just putting the odd little journaling card or tag in. We need a bit of heft to them. So as a consequence, they all will stand alone, which I think is very nice. So that's down there perfectly. I won't press that any further at the minute. Just got a little bit of glue, that's it. And now I'm going to put the back piece on. Yeah, just checking it actually fits. Text again on this, so if you've got selected a piece that's got text on, just make sure it's the right way up. I mean, some of the pages are collage and I haven't actually looked at them closely, but I'm guessing that some of the text is sideways on, upside down, whatever, in which case, you know, it doesn't really matter. So I hope you like this little project when it's finished. I did make a prototype that I sent out yesterday as Happy Mail, so hopefully it gets there today. Lovely, that's that. A little bit over that way, yes, that's lovely. Right, and then there's just this to pop on the front. Oh, it's so pretty, this paper. It's got quite a few pockets and things in this, but they're all the pieces are from the kit. I haven't wandered far from the kit at all. Because I know that you find that easier. You know, if all your ephemera and everything are already in the kit, it's not difficult. It's just a cut and stick job, isn't it? And I'm hoping that that way makes this a project suitable for everyone, beginners as well as more advanced folks. Right, let's just make sure these are pressed down nicely. I don't really want to press that too much because it'll still be wet. Okay, so there is our outside cover done. Easy as that, Jack Flash. That goes there, that goes there. It's going to look pretty. So the next thing to do is the inside covers. And I've already got those cut out for us as well. Save a bit of time. So I've selected this paper, which I love. Might be my favourite. I don't know. They're all my favourites. So that's going to go like that. Let's get on with that then. So I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all... Matty, I know you're having problems with blinking insomnia now. Honestly, I do empathise. I really sleep very badly myself, actually. So, yeah, I really do sympathise. There's not much you can do, is there? Once you're awake and that old brain starts ticking away, you're up. You're up, you're awake. I do draw the line at journaling through the night because I know then I would never, ever go back to sleep. I don't very often anyway, but I think if I started journaling, That would just be ridiculous. I know when I was younger, I've never been a good sleeper. When I was younger and got up, I was into dressmaking, and I could have a skirt whipped up during the night, go to bed, get up, when everybody else gets up the next day, there's a skirt. Oh yeah, I made that through the night. Oddly enough, they were always all right. I don't trust myself quite that much now. I think that there might be mistakes cropping up if I was slicing paper up through the night. But it is, and I think it's a habit as well. I think once you get into that bad habit of waking up and getting up, I think it becomes a habit. There we are. Just this little end piece. As I say, for this I'm using really thin. It's 90 GSM. I don't normally use paper this thin. I usually use, crikey, nearly double that weight. But I thought this would be absolutely fine. I wanted to try it. I'd seen some of the other girls using really thin paper, and I thought, well, I'm going to try that. Theirs always look nice. So, actually, I'm not disappointed with it. It's printed it. It is HP paper, so it's not cheap copy paper, but it is still copy paper. And as long as you're sticking it onto this card, that's a good base for it, I think, and I think we're doing all right. So there we have it. That's our inside covered. As quick as that. Like Jack Flash, in fact, aren't we today? There we are. Lovely. And that pattern runs all the way across. Right, next thing. What is the next thing? I can't remember. I got a huge pile of stuff here and I can't remember what's what. Is that it? That might be it. Could be. Could well be. Right. So here I have 2 pockets and I've done my journaling cards and I think that they go there. These are the pockets from the journal boat. I've just used 2 of them on this for this occasion. Do they go that way or do they go that way, do you think? I think I like that way. But what I'm going to do, same as I did before, is put myself a guideline on the bottom, because as we all know, everybody knows, I'm rubbish at seeing straight. Move those out of the way. And I'm just drawing it 1/2 inch, and I do want to get it straight. I want to get my line straight, otherwise I'm no further forward. So a line along there and a line along there, and that's my guidelines for where I'm going to stick my pockets. So I'm just going to stick the bottom piece at the moment. There we go. Stick that onto the line that we've marked, making sure you've got the width where you want it, which is about there, I think. Make sure there's no gunky ooziness going on. That's a horrible word, isn't it? Ooze. Ooze. Ooh. It's like a spot or a boil or something, isn't it? Oozing. Ooh. Not pleasant. But this is glue, so it is quite pleasant. And this is this glue that I got from the conservation place. And it has a queen's, what do you call it when she gives a seal of approval? I can't remember. But anyway, it has. So I'm going to call it Queen's glue. Because if it's good enough for the Queen, it's good enough for me. So there we have our pocket ends, a little bit of seepage going on there. I don't know where my Timmy towels have all disappeared to. Let's see if I can get clean one. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and just press those flat. There we go. And stick the other one on in place as well. Right. Okay, so far so good. So I want that on that line. About there. Yeah, that's about right. Lovely. Let's just check there's no seepage. That doesn't sound any better. Let's check there's no glue coming out. And the other side. Lovely. Pop that down. That's great. Oops. A little bit of glue. It's too near the edge. Too keen. It seems to mop up quite well, that Queen's glue, which is great. Wouldn't like to let it dry and then try and pick it up. I think I might have problems then. Now I've got these two postcards that come in the kit, and they are just going to pop into there perfectly. And this one, and I've just backed them onto the card, stenciled on the back, and put some ribbon in the corner, so they look pretty. There. Now I'm just going to pause you there a second because I've remembered that I haven't got something ready. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it right there, and I will be back before you know I've even gone. Okay, this is what I'd forgotten to grab. It is an envelope. It's just an ordinary, we call them DLs in this country. Let me tell you what it measures. It measures 8 3/4 by 4.5. It doesn't have to measure that. It's just that this one is going to fit within the confines of our little journal thing. So even if you've got one that's longer, you can cut it off and glue it. If you've got one that's taller, well, it could be up to that height. You know, just use what you've got. You could even use junk mail for this, to be honest. I don't like using junk mail because the envelopes are just too thin. And no matter what you do to them, there's always weak points, isn't there? Sort of, you know. So I prefer to use new ones, but by all means, use ones that you already have. So I'm just going to glue this shut along there. That's lovely. And then we need to make an opening in it, having just closed it. So just make sure that's glued down. Now then, I want to fold this in half. So line up your corners. Put your bone folder in there. And push it out so you can get a good crease. There you go. Now then, yes, we need an opening, and I want my opening to be at the top. So I'm just going to slice off the merest sliver that you can possibly get off. So making sure that everything's still square. You shouldn't use your Tim Holtz trimmer for this. That's what makes my handle go loose, pushing it through too many layers of stuff. But I still do it. So there we have it. We've got our envelope. It's sealed up and it's got an opening right along the top. Okay, so now all we need to do is ink round that. And would you believe it, I already have one. Wow, what's going on? I don't know. So that's the inside, that's the outside. Now all we need to do is stick some bits on it, which I already have prepared. I don't know what's wrong with me. Make the most of it. Probably will never happen again. So I've chosen this. This is just such pretty paper. And it is directional, so I kind of want to make sure I get it the right way, which I think is that way. The roses, or orchids or whatever they are. There's roses, but I think they are orchids. Make sure that they're growing in the right direction. So let's stick those on there. This project's going to be finished before you know it. I'd love to see what you do with this, actually. I really have a desire to make this in the journal book. I think it's called Purple Botanical. I know I've used it before to make a folio with, and I loved it. So I don't know. Artie Mays has got some nice kits as well. Oh, don't start me on buying kits. I do not need to buy kits. Let's pop that on there. As centralised as you can get it. There we are. And I've just cut these with that same, what did I call it? Cut to measure, is it? You know, where you just offer the paper up and you mark it where you need to cut it. So there was no measurements going on. It was just all pencil marks. And that's quick. It's a quick way of doing it. Well, the diet's going well. I lost 1.5 pounds this week, which is great. I'm happy with that. If I lost 1.5 pounds every week, I'd be delighted. There we go. So that's the outside of our envelope covered up. And what we're going to put on it? Well, I've got these prepared too. I've got a little pocket that's going to go on there, and a little pocket that's going to go on there. I can't get over the fact that I'm so organised. It's really weird. So there we are. They're going to go on there. Aren't they pretty? I've just put some lace trim along there and a little pink satin bow that happens to have a rosebud in it. So it is, as you might say, completely darling. So yeah, I just cut it a little longer and folded the top in just to give it a little bit more support. But it's just a page from the design page, background pages of the kit. So pop these on. And they go pretty much to the edge. Like that, but still leave that room. Ooh, that might be a bit near the bottom. Well, it's going to have to be because it's stuck now. That is one thing about the Queen's glue, my goodness. Once it sticks, don't attempt to move it. I mean, I thought art glitter was a bit touchy sticky, but this is like mega. It's apparently made in the US, this, so it must be available in the US. But it works out here about half the price of art glitter, which is great, because art glitter is just very expensive. And that's going to go there, like that. So they're not the exact same height, doesn't matter in the slightest, because you won't see both together. So I was just going, you know, what I felt like was all right. So there's our pockets. I have got things to put in them. I have got this lovely lady, and she's going to go there. I've got this beautiful piece of ephemera, and then I've got these two that are going to go in the back, but I'm going to leave those just now, because otherwise if I push that down it's going to get stuck in the glue, and then we're never going to get it out ever again, and that's really not what we were after. So let's turn this over, and now we've got to put the paper on the back. So this is the paper I've selected for the back. I really like this paper, it's so delicate. Yeah, if you do this project, please post it in my Facebook group, which is Miss Paint-A-Lot's Junk Journal group. I think the link's under the video. So if you want to, pop over there and join up. We're a very, very friendly group of folks, and you will be welcomed. I know you will. And if you do anything, it doesn't have to be this, it could be anything, and it could be anybody's tutorial. We're not precious about things like that. You know, you can go on there and you can say, oh, I followed Pam at the Paper Outpost, this is what I did, and we'll all be happy to see it. You know, we're not one of these people where if it's not my tutorial you can't post. The only thing you can't do, I ask you not to do, is post direct links to YouTube or your Etsy shop. No direct links, please. But apart from that, we're happy to just see what you're doing, really. It's always nice to be inspired by other people's work, isn't it? And I'm also a member of Friends of the Journal Boat, and that's another really nice group, actually. Good group of people. Many of whom are members of my group too. So if you're a friend of the Journal Boat, you'll probably see people that you know in our group, I would have thought. And the other thing to do, if you haven't already, please would you subscribe to this channel? It does make a huge difference. It makes a huge difference in how YouTube perceive the channel. And if they perceive it as doing well, they promote it more. So, yeah, please if you can. So this one, we're having triangular pockets on. So I cut a square and then I cut the square in half. Like that. So I cut a square, the same as that, and then cut it in half. I put trim up the side, and I just put a little label that also came in the kit, but I stamped illegible text over it, and a little pink butterfly, which I have no idea where I got from. I kind of think it might be Calico Collage, but stupidly I didn't save it as anything I can recognise on my computer. So I can't find it, even if I did save it. It could have been Pinterest. I really don't know. But I am going to ask Vicky if she will do, you know, a sheet or 2 sheets of pastel butterflies for us. Because I think it would be really helpful. Would be helpful to me. And I can't be alone in that. So, yeah, I'm going to put forward that suggestion of a kit which is floral butterflies. Floral butterflies. Floral butterflies. What? What are you talking about? Complete and utter tosh. Yep. Sadly, I've reached the time of life where I talk absolute rubbish. Mind you, I'm not alone. I listen to Julie over at Camellia Crafts. I mean, I don't think she's talking rubbish. she's just a wonderful woman. But, you know, I hear her say to herself, you are talking rubbish. And it is funny when you're concentrating on something else and you're trying to keep a conversation going. It's not as easy as you might think. It's a bit like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to do two things at once. Oh dear. There we go. So I've done the same with this one. Just a little label and a little butterfly from the unknown source. Right. Because of the rose on the other side, I should have done this first before I did the rose bit, because it's uneven. Just making it difficult to stick it down. Let's just go along there. I think we're all right. Right, so there we have it. Now that's going to be a little insert, and I've just got some little things to pop into there. These are all from the Ephemera in the kit. I haven't used any from anywhere else. I've got this tiny little one that was a stamp, but I can't cut out stamp edges, so I've just cut it out square and they fit into there. And then these are two of the tickets. I actually printed on the reverse, so it's got some print on the back, and they're just going to pop into there like that. So that's that. And then on the front, I can pop my ephemera in now. I've got that luscious lady, nice piece of ephemera. Then I've got these two that are going to pop in the back, in the middle, actually, in the envelope. And I've put my faux satin ribbon on all of them. This is a lovely, delicate blush colour, and this is the one I've been using all along, which is a real damask rose pink, I think. So that's that. We have completed that. That's eventually going to get sewn into there. So all's going well so far. So far, yeah. Now I've got two pieces of just ordinary coffee stained, actually it's not, it's tea stained paper, and I want to make a little notebook, really. Well, no, more of a sort of journal type thing. So I'm just going to bring that in to about just a quarter of an inch less than the edge of the thing, quarter of an inch less here as well, so about there. And I'm going to trim those off, and they will make our journal. Well, I need to trim the height as well, but we'll get round to that. So I've got those together. I did iron this, you know. I actually ironed something. I mean, it's ridiculous. I never iron clothes, never. But yeah, I do iron paper. And I iron fabric if it's for a journal. But I just don't do paper, clothes. No, I don't. Right, so that's the right width. So now I just need to select the right height. So once again, I'm going to come in about a quarter of an inch. Where's my pencil? And down about quarter of an inch. Doesn't matter if it's exact. Something near will be good though. And then we'll be left with two pieces of paper. Is that going to fit? Ooh, not quite. Gonna have to get the Jolly Green Giant out. Come on, Jolly Green Giant. Where's my mark? Oh, there's my mark. So, just get that on the edge. Make sure we're square. Lovely. So keep all your remnants. They do come in for things. Just a tip about this: if you happen to have a crocodile, a caterpillar crop, should I say, or the big one, the forget what it's called, but the markings on it are quite indistinct. They're really difficult to see. So what Mr. F did is get some acrylic paint, some black acrylic paint, paint all over it, rub it all off, and you're left now with these very, very clear marks. So much easier, so much easier. So if you happen to own one of those, you might consider doing that. Just makes life easier in the long run. Let's put that away because we're finished with that for the day. Way, come on. Right, so these need to get folded in half, so let's do that. There we go. You could use ordinary paper, you don't have to tea stain it. You could use design paper, you know, with design on one side and just plain on the other. Doesn't matter, you can do as you wish. So that's going to go, there's our sort of journal. This is going to go next, and then this is going to go in the middle for writing, because we need to provide some space for writing. So what I want to do is put 2 pockets in. And I'm hoping that they fit. Woohoo, yes, just. So these are the other 2 pockets. You get a page with 4 pockets. We use 2 on the inside front cover, and we're going to use these 2 here. Do I want to ink around that? I don't really want to ink around it, no. But I might put some stencils on it. I think that might be the way forward. Where's my brush? So I'm just using this stencil you've seen me use 100 million times, but I love it. Let's just open these out and pop that fairly centrally. And there we go. Oh, it's so delicate, it's lovely. So I'm using, again, the Victorian Velvet ink, Distress ink. I think it goes best with this kit that I'm using from Victoria, from the Journal Board. There we are, that's that one done. Let's turn it over. It doesn't take long, but I think it's worth it. So I'm just kind of swapping and changing where I'm putting my stencils. A little bit up this side. It just takes the plainness of it, and like I say, every time I do this, it just makes it look like somebody cared enough to finish it off. Lovely, that's really nice. I really like that. So let's do the same to our other page. You can add more than 2 pages. 2 pages might be being a bit miserly, but I don't know. I kind of think it's enough. It's a nice amount. Having said that, I'm kind of coming to the thought that I might like to put a design page. Having suggested that to you, I'm now thinking, wow, that was a good suggestion. And I might do that. So, yeah, in fact, that is what I'm going to do. So it's a fluid thing. It's changing as we go. Right, that's lovely. Like that. Did I do the... No, don't be silly. You didn't do that, woman. Get on with it. Going to go down the side on this one. So you want to keep them guessing and keep that stencil moving around the page so they're not all identical. That is lovely, lovely. Right, let's have a look at this design page that I suddenly want to use. Let's see the papers that I have got. I've got loads because I printed out loads. see what we have. Maybe one of the collage ones would look quite nice. That's a collage one. That's nice. I've got 2 sheets there now. Oh, that's nice as well. Huh. Makes our life so difficult because they're all so blinking lovely. No, I can't remember now if there's 1 or 2 colour pages. That definitely feels like 2. No, 1. That's a very nice page. I think that might be the end of what I have available to me. So I'm thinking it's the collage page is the one we're going to use. So I want to cut it off the same length as these, so I'm just going to offer them up and make a mark with my pencil. Yes, here it is. Just maybe slightly a touch wider, slightly. And the same here, I'm going to put them down there, and I'm just going to make it slightly taller, but only slightly. Not anything to write home about. So just chop that off down there. This is the piece that doesn't go in, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to have to get Jolly out again. Oh, I'll tell you what, I've tucked him away now, so I'm just going to do this with a... Is that long enough? Yeah, just with my board and my scalpel. Cut it off if I can find the line. Is that the line? I think that can't be the line. Where's the line? There's the line. So I'll just get that squared up. I could have had the Jolly out, couldn't I, ages ago, had it chopped, but no. Right, now I've got it chopped. So that's a remnant. Keep hold of this. I'm going to give that a bit of a waft over with the pink, the Victorian velvet. Just a little bit on the edges. I don't want much, but just to say it's been done. See, for all I was organised, I've gone off script now. Completely off-piste. I suppose being off-piste is much better than the other way around, isn't it? Because that would be too rude to say. But I am thinking it in my head. There we go. Just lightest of lights. Now I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to stencil again. So I don't know why I put the lid on my ink. Maybe a bit more than the other, and maybe a little lighter as well. Oh, that's just so pretty. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm going to put just a little, I just want to cover it, not cover it, but don't leave too much of that bright white sticking out. It's not offending me, but I'd like it. I like it better like this. Perfect. I'm really happy with that. Good idea. Don't get carried away. Time will tell if it's a good idea or not. So let's fold that in half then. I'm going to have an even smarter journal than we thought. There we go. So that's that. That's that. They should all fit snugly there. Yeah, they do. That's lovely. And I think I might even have a word, you know, that says journal somewhere. Ooh, where would they be? Ah, I've got creativity, inspiration, blossom, journal and notes. Quite like the idea of notes. Yeah, quite like that one. And I've got a little pink butterfly somewhere. Well, I've got that size butterfly. That'll be fine. See, I've gone all off kilter now. Haven't even fussy cut this out. And I really don't think you need to see me fussy cut this out. So I'm going to pause there rather than make you go through this. See you in a sec. Right, okay. I've spared you that pain. I'm just going to dance around his edges somewhat with the pink ink. I actually like the effect it gives. It sort of shades him a little bit. I don't like it in brown because that just dulls him down. But I do like the pink around him. Just go a little bit pink. Okay, so I think notes is more appropriate for this, to be honest. Because it's not a journal, it's two sheets of paper. So, yeah, no point getting carried away with it. It's a notebook. A little notebook. Talking of notebooks, I've no idea when you'll be watching this, but I'll just say, last night I watched a video by Kyung Shotwell. That's Kyung Shotwell. And she's got a wonderful video channel, YouTube channel. She is such a joy. She's just a joy to watch, really she is. So if you get the chance, pop over and have a look. She's just started a new Edith Holden journal and I'm sure it's going to be superb. Right, so I want to back this onto this card. So what I'm going to do is put some glue on the back of my word. That's rather a lot of glue. Just going to wipe over that because it's like way too much. I'm going to pop it down there in the corner. Like that. Excellent. And, oh, now I've got glue all over my hands. Actually, that Queen's glue, it comes off quite nicely off your hands. It's not the worst. Right, so now I'm going to cut round here with a bit of a margin. Which I'm then going to ink. There we go. So I'm going to go around with the pink ink, the Victorian Velvet. Then I'm just going to take the tea dye and just catch that absolute edge. And I like the way those two inks work together. So I'm just going to pop that there, I think, with a little butterfly. Oh, he might be a bit big. No, he's going to work. I'm telling you he's going to work. Yeah, like that. That's all right. Yeah. Okay, let's stick that on then. Let me just get my ruler to hand for obvious reasons because of my impairment of not being able to see straight. So let's get that straight there. I'm going to have to take the pages out of the middle. What a performance, just because I can't bloody... Whoops, swore there. Just because I can't blooming see straight. Sorry for swearing, people. Didn't even know I was going to do it, it just came out. Right, let's get this on the right way up. So that's 4 1/4 from the bottom, and I want it right over to that side. Push that down against the ruler and we should all be happy. Yeah, that looks nice. So, a bit of glue on this fella. And I want to put a pearl or pearls in the centre of him. But I don't want to do it yet until I've put the stuff in that's going inside. So I want that right on that corner there. Like that. That's very nice, very pretty. Okay, so let's get on with the next part of the project. So, I was going to put pockets, etc. on here, but I'm kind of tempted to put them on here, really. I think they'd look nicer on there. I've got some really nice journaling cards. Well, an envelope, actually, with a little card inside. All from the kit. Please tell me that I haven't stuck that. Oh no, don't say I've stuck it. Oh. Yeah, all of this comes in the kit. She always makes the card to fit in the envelope, which is lovely. So that's that, and that's going to go in one pocket. And then I've got this, could be my favourite piece of ephemera, actually. I love it. Also from the kit. So, should I put that there, or should I put it on the first page? That's the question, isn't it? Maybe the first page, I think. I think that might be more sensible. So, let's put a line. I don't know if I drive you mad, I drive me mad. Always having to have lines. Put one there, and I'm putting one on the back page as well. So we'll put a line there as well. Lovely. We're getting towards the end of this project now. So worry not, the end is nigh. So you've got to be quite careful with your placement because there isn't much spare room here. But that's fine, that works great. So let's just stick the sides down. I think it's a nice little inclusion. I think anybody would be happy to find this in a journal, I hope so. Just before I do stick those down, I'm just going to make sure that that is as smooth as can be. Along there. And just pop that up there. Lovely. Do the same on the back. Where's my other pocket gone? Here it is. So really the fundamental in all of this is the kit. You know, if you've got the kit, it kind of tells you what it wants to do. But there are so many choices. But I was determined not to use anything other than the kit. So once again, you need to be quite careful with your placement, because we haven't got a lot of width to spare. So after this, it is literally a question of sewing everything together, and I'll show you how to do that. Not in glorious Technicolor, because there are so many videos out there about 3-hole pamphlet stitch that, I mean, I'm sure I've got blinking probably 20 videos of me doing 3-hole pamphlet stitch to various degrees of success. There we go. Lovely. Beautiful. Right, so this goes in the front one, like that. This envelope goes in this one. Oh, it does just fit. But it does fit, that's all that matters, it fits. So that's that, that goes in there. It doesn't have a ribbon on it because it's an envelope. That one does have a ribbon on it. And now what we need to do is sew everything together. So let's get everything together to start with. I'm going to take those out. In fact, I'm going to take most everything out. Just makes life a little bit easier. I don't need my scissors. Might be alright with those. Let's get a bit of a yoga mat thing going. Ooh, not that one. Get this one out. It's just, I mean, I've got a glass mat, so it's not going to affect anything, but right, so that's going there. And I want mine fairly central like that. These aren't going to come out the top. You know, I've still got room to play with up there, but I want it fairly central. It'll look all right like that, I think. And then just push that right into the corner. This one, make sure everything's level and even. Oh, I forgot we'd made the cover just a bit longer, hadn't we? So just allow for that a little bit. There we go. Right, so fold everything in half like that. Push it right up to the corner there. Make sure you've got a fairly even gap top and bottom. Don't be too hard on yourself if it's not. And I'm just going to clip this in place because they have a terrible habit of moving. So as long as you've got everything held in right into that corner, you'll be fine. Right, that's that. So now get your pokey tool. What we want to do is have our 3-hole pamphlet stitch covering the envelope and no more. We don't need it to be any wider than that. So the centre of the envelope is about there. So I'm going to poke through all the layers to there. Then the bottom of the envelope is about, I'm just sort of looking at both together, is about there. So I'm going to come up about 1/2 inch and go through. Top of the envelope is about there. So if I come down 1/2 inch, that's about there. There we go. So yeah, I've ended up with 3 holes that are fairly sort of evenly spaced. How on earth did that happen? So I'm using cotton perlate, what I always use for my books. It's very, very strong. Never let me down yet. So I'm just going out through the middle. And I'm just going to clip my end onto one of these clips so it doesn't pull through. In either the top or the bottom, it matters not. Into the centre again, out through the top hole, in through the middle hole, and that's it. That's it. So there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. And you want one thread each side of the big long stitch in the middle. That's that. Take your clips off. Make sure that everything is nice and tight. So if you pull it tight, don't pull it so hard you're going to tear your paper. And just check on the sides that they are tight. Yep, they are. And just tie a knot. Let me cut that string off there. Tie yourself a knot over that big long middle stitch. There you are. You can tie a bow, you can cut them off, you can put them both hanging down and put beads on. Choice is yours, lots of choices. There is a lot of choices with junk journals actually, and all of it is a matter of personal taste. And don't be told by anybody what your personal taste is. It's yours. Right, let's put the lid on my glue. My goodness, what am I thinking? There we go. Lid on those before Catkin finds the box. Right, so let's just have a look through here, see if we've got everything. That's the cover. Yeah, that's the front little pocket. It's the tag in the envelope. That's the back. Oh, I wanted to put some pearls on, didn't I? Yes, I did. I've just got these little cheap ones, but they're fine. I like them. So what I'm going to do is actually put a little dab of glue on there first, and then put the bead down onto it. I just find it easier. Lost the pearl. It's sticking to me. I'm just going to use my scalpel just to pick it up and drop it down onto there. Perfect. I'm going to carry on putting pearls on the others. Mr. F's just come home and I'm going to pause you because I know Bob will go mad when he sees him. So I'm just going to pause you there and I'll resume. I'll put the pearls on. I'll resume once Bob's quite normal. See you in a sec. Okay, so I've put everything in place and we'll just have a quick flick through before we do the last thing. So that's the beautiful cover. I love it. A pocket here from the kit with a postcard in it. Some of that lovely faux silk. The envelope that we made, all nicely sewn in. No give on that. Journal card, little butterfly. It's just pretty, isn't it? And then this is a little notebook in the centre. And the cover. I put the envelope in that way because I thought it looked more interesting when you could see it actually is an envelope, but choice is yours. The other side of the envelope, a little butterfly, journaling cards, trim, and this postcard in the very back, which is lovely. The only thing which remains to be done now is to put the button closure on here. Now we need to find out where half is, so let's move the ink daubers because they have a habit of getting where you don't want them. So this measures 7 inches, as it should, seeing as that's what we measured it at. So I want to just measure 3.5, which is there, and I want to come in 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, good 3/4 of an inch. Make a mark, and then I'm going to punch that out with my hole puncher. You don't have to have one as fancy as this. So that's punched out there, and then we're going to make our button, which I've got 2 layers of card, 1 layer of design paper. I'm just going to stick them all together. So I'm just going around the outside with the glue on one, stick the other one on top of that. Just hold them in your fingers and they'll soon conform like that, and then I'm going to put some more glue on there and stick the design piece on. Make sure you've got glue around the outside because You don't want that coming off. Pop that on the top. Some people make theirs much thicker than this, some people make theirs thinner than this. I think 2 layers of card and 1 of design paper is fine. It's fine for me. So I'm just going to waft over it with the ink. And then I'm going to put a hole in the middle. Okay, so I've got one of Mr. F's Middle for Diddles, and they're brilliant. They've got a hole in the middle, you can't see it, and circles etched all the way around. So I need to align mine to the smallest circle, which is my inch punch. Just make sure you've got it lined up. Get my pencil and just mark where that hole is. There we have it. And then get this, make the hole, blah blah. There we go. And I just want to set an eyelet now. And I'm just wondering if I've got any. Oh yeah, I have. Some small pink ones, but I have. Oh, they look like they're heart-shaped or something. Never mind, that'll do. So I'm going to pop this through. Yeah, they are heart-shaped. That's pretty, isn't it? Through the hole there, and then through the hole on the outside as well. Try and get that heart shape the right way up if I can. There we go. And then push this into setting mode. Don't turn around. I want the heart the right way. And set that. Lovely. It's set nicely. Going to turn that onto the bigger one. Sometimes it flattens it out. Don't think on this occasion actually it needs it, but there we are. Lovely. That's not nice and smooth. Right. Set that to one side. So I've got some twine. It's pink and white. I don't know quite why I bought it. I've no idea. Don't believe I've ever used it. I got it on Etsy, a shop called Plum Boutique. They're in the UK, which is the big advantage, because I find so many lovely things on Etsy, but they're all in America. And the shipping, as anybody knows who's tried to ship anything, the shipping from the US to the UK or the other way around is just horrendously expensive. I need to get in there and just raise the sides of that up just a little bit to allow me to get underneath it. Like so, that's fine. So I'm going to go under. This is quite thick, this twine actually. I didn't realise, because I've never used it, I didn't realise it was this thick, but it'll be fine, we'll manage. So I'm going to pass it round under there. I'm going to knot it once up under the button. It's just a matter of getting it up under there, like that. That's it. And then the other way. And that's now secure, that's going nowhere. Like that, trim the end off. Okay, so now we can close this up. Now it's a little bit fat where I've got all my beads and everything, so I'm actually going to have to do that to it to get it to close. But it does close, that's it closed. Oh, I've got a wrinkle there where my knot is. I don't like that. Okay. Right, so I want this to go around and around, back, and then I'm going to put it round my button like that, and have this end, which I'm going to tie a knot in, because it's going to fray this if I don't. It's going to fray if I do, but it won't fray beyond the knot. There we are, and I can just cut that off there. Like I say, it will fray, but it'll look all right. So there we have it. There is our little journal. It's rather nice, actually. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's have a look at the journal that it's going into, just because we can. I'm just going to have a quick wipe of my board because I don't want to get anything like ink on it. Okay, so where are we? So here's the fabric and lace journal. Wow. Could I just ask you, Mr. F, if you could just pull out just a little bit? The journal is so large, it doesn't fit in.
For you, anything.
Oh, how lovely. Thank you, that's grand. Right, so here it is, the fabric and lace journal. And as you can see, we've got lots of big pockets to put big ephemera in. Oh, this one's just look gorgeous, isn't it? And then we've got this big envelope here. That's going to need a fair bit of filling. Ooh, look at it, it's so pretty. And there's a big pocket there as well, needs big ephemera, and here, and here, and this back one. Oh my goodness me, we're going to be busy for some time to come, girls and boys. Right, so I've got this one that I made the other day, and I did have in my mind that I thought it might go in there. I quite like the look of that in there. Looks nice, looks cosy. Then I've got this one. How about we put that in there then? Will that fit nicely in there? Yes, I think so. Yeah, that fits nicely in there. So when I flap that over, it's going to be a bit, I mean, it's all right. No, I might put something thinner in the back of that front cover. Just a little bit thinner. See what else we've got. I might put that in the, it could go there. Oh. I'm going to put it in this one, which is the mate of that one that's got ephemera in the front. So let's pop that in there. Down to the bottom. Are we at the bottom? Yeah. Yeah, so that goes in there rather nicely. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? And that still all closes up beautifully. Oh yeah, that's nice. Quick flick. Oh yes, that's nice. I like that. Then flick again, flick again, flick again. Oh, that's nice. I like that. I don't know if it belongs there though. It doesn't feel right there. Will it go in there? Yeah, it would go in there. Would it go in there? Ah, that's it. That's the place for it. That's where it belongs. Yep, definitely. That's where it belongs. That's a better place for it. I like it there. It's kind of hiding, isn't it? Oh, what's that? Ooh, it's a whole thing. So yeah, that's where that's going to go. So that's 2 pieces of ephemera that we've got in there. And I'm going to have to start sort of thinking about where things are actually going to go, and you know what thickness I can get away with, etc., etc. Because obviously there I can't get away with something too thick because I've got that there, but you know I still want something really interesting. So get the old grey cells at work, I think, for that one. And I'll see you again very soon. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you have a go at making it. And if, as I say, if you do, post your pics on Miss Paint-A-Lot's Junk Journal group. We'd all love, love, love to see them. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.